Excuses are lies, nothing more. They're the stories you tell yourself to feel better about not doing what you know needs to be done. They're the defense mechanisms your mind throws up to justify your inaction, your weakness, your fear. But make no mistake, every time you lean on an excuse, you're stepping further away from your goals, your potential, and the version of you that you were meant to become. Excuses feel good in the moment. They feel like protection. I'm tired. I don't have time. I wasn't given a fair shot. These are the comforting whispers of mediocrity. They're the voice of surrender dressed up as logic. But deep down, you know the truth. You know that time was wasted, not taken. You know the energy was there. You just didn't command it. You know that the playing field was never going to be level, and winners don't wait for it to be. They play anyway. They train anyway, they rise anyway. Excuses are deceptive. They're not just lies you tell others. They're lies you repeat so often that you begin to believe them yourself. That's the danger. When you believe your own excuses, you've already lost. You've handed over your power, you've told yourself you're incapable, and you've accepted it. But it's a choice. You either own your time or you waste it. You either take control or you hand it off to fear and comfort. The path to growth is brutally simple. It requires facing the truth. It requires taking accountability for every inch of your day. Every meal, every workout skipped, every hour scrolled away, every conversation avoided, all of it is on you. You are responsible. And when you finally stop making excuses, when you finally stand in the storm of truth and say, "This is mine," that's when change begins. There is no glory in excuses, only regret. You'll never look back proudly on the days you let yourself off the hook. You'll never feel fulfilled from doing less than you could, but you will remember the days you showed up, the days you pushed through, the days you did it when it was hard, when it was inconvenient, when no one was watching. That's where confidence is built. That's where freedom lives. So silence the voice that wants out. Kill the excuse before it takes root. Because once it grows, it becomes a habit, and that habit becomes a lifestyle, and that lifestyle is mediocrity. The clock is ticking and your life is being written by your actions, not your intentions. No one's coming to wake you up. No one's coming to push you. It's on you, and it always has been. Excuses are lies. They protect nothing. They produce nothing. They only destroy potential. Don't let them win. Shortcuts are traps. They promise speed, ease, and quick results, but they steal from you. They rob you of the struggle, the grind, and the lessons that forge real strength. Everyone wants the result, but no one wants the process. That's why shortcuts are so tempting. They whisper to you, there's a way to win without the work. But it's a lie, a dangerous one, because every shortcut you take leaves a part of you undeveloped, untested, and ultimately unprepared. When you skip the process, you skip the pain, and pain is the price of transformation. It's in the hours, the reps, the losses, the failures, where you build the armor you'll need when life really comes at you. Shortcuts don't teach resilience. They don't build discipline. They don't make you capable. They might make you look like you've arrived, but it's all surface, no depth, no durability, and when pressure hits, you crumble. Because the foundation was never real. The world is full of people chasing hacks, tricks, and fast lanes. They want the body without the discipline, the money without the sacrifice, the glory without the grind. But that's not how it works. The real rewards are earned, not given. They come to the ones who put in the time when no one's watching, who show up when it's inconvenient, who stay the course when others quit. There is no elevator to success. There's only stairs, and every step you skip is a weakness you carry forward. The shortcut mindset is the opposite of growth. It avoids the challenge, but growth thrives in the challenge. It's forged in the fire of repetition and effort and consistency. You don't just become strong by accident. You become strong by doing hard things over and over until they become a part of you. Until your identity is tied to effort, not outcome. Even if a shortcut gives you a win, it's empty. Because you know deep down you didn't earn it, that guilt sticks, that doubt grows, and it haunts you because the voice in your head knows the truth, and the truth is this: you can't cheat your way to greatness. Not for long, not sustainably. The shortcut always comes with a cost. It takes more than it gives. It cuts the surface but never builds the soul. You want to be the real deal, then walk the long road. The one with failure, fatigue, and friction. That's the path that molds warriors. That's the path that separates the committed from the curious. If you want it to last, if you want to become unbreakable, you have to put in the work. All of it, every day, no escape routes, no back doors, just the grind. The path is supposed to be hard. That's what makes it worth it. That's what makes you worth it. So stop looking for a way around. The only way is through, and shortcuts, they'll only lead you nowhere. Hard work is the only way, not talent, not luck, not shortcuts, just consistent, unrelenting effort. In a world filled with noise, comfort, and instant gratification, hard work is what separates those who dream from those who execute. It's what builds character, skill, and resilience. It's not flashy. It's not glamorous. It doesn't always come with praise or recognition, but it delivers results. Real, earned, unshakable results. You don't stumble into greatness. You don't fall into success. You grind your way there, one step at a time, day after day. When others rest, you work. When others doubt, you build. That's the mindset. That's the edge. The only way you become someone to be reckoned with is through sacrifice, through showing up when you don't feel like it, through doing the work when no one else will. That's the process. That's the price. Hard work is the equalizer. It doesn't care where you come from, what you've been through, or what disadvantages you carry. If you're willing to put in the time, if you're willing to suffer through the grind, you will grow. You will progress, maybe slowly, maybe painfully, but you will get there. It demands everything, but it gives back even more. Confidence, discipline, pride, and control over your life. People want results, but they don't want the grind. They want the finish line without running the race. But there's no shortcut, no cheat code. Every rep, every page, every hour counts. It's what sharpens your edge. What builds your armor, what gives you the strength to stand up when life punches you in the face. Hard work turns pressure into power. It's the forge where warriors are made. You'll get tired, you'll get sore. You'll want to quit, and that's where most stop, but not you. Because if you understand the truth, then you know that discomfort is not the enemy. It's the path. Pain is not punishment. It's proof that you're in the fight. That you're pushing past limits, that you're earning what others wish for. There will be days when you feel like your efforts are invisible, like nothing is changing, like it's not worth it. But that's when the transformation is happening. That's when the weak version of you is dying and the stronger one is being built, brick by brick, habit by habit, and it only happens through hard work. You don't need more motivation, you need discipline. You need a reason, and you need to get up and move. Every time you choose hard work over ease, you sharpen your mind, you strengthen your will, and you step closer to the life you were built for. Not handed to you. Not gifted, earned through effort, through grit, through relentless pursuit. Hard work is the only way, always has been, always will be. Discipline is not punishment, it's power. It's not about restriction. It's not about deprivation. It's about taking full control of your life. When most people hear the word discipline, they think of something negative, something harsh, something that strips away freedom. But that's only because they've never truly practiced it, because real discipline doesn't take your freedom. It gives it. It gives you the power to act with intention, to stay calm under pressure, to stay focused when others drift. It's not a cage, it's the key to unlock your full potential. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. It means making choices that serve your long-term vision, not your short-term comfort. That early morning workout, that quiet night studying, that meal you didn't cheat on, those aren't punishments, those are declarations. They're proof that you run your own life, that your emotions, your impulses, your distractions don't dictate your direction. You do. People fear discipline because it demands consistency. It demands saying no when it's easier to say yes. But the truth is, discipline is where true strength lies. Anyone can follow their feelings. Anyone can drift through life chasing dopamine. But those who are disciplined, they are dangerous because they can endure boredom. They can push through pain. They can delay gratification and keep moving forward when everyone else taps out. There's a power that comes from doing the work, day in and day out, regardless of circumstances. Discipline doesn't just shape your habits, it shapes your mindset. It teaches you to sit with discomfort, to embrace the process, to stop negotiating with weakness. The more disciplined you become, the more you trust yourself. The more you realize you don't need external motivation, you become your own force. Your own fuel, your own leader. Discipline is what allows you to say, "I'll do it anyway." Tired, do it anyway. Unmotivated, do it anyway. Don't feel like it, do it anyway. That mindset, that relentless, unbreakable follow-through, is what creates champions. It's what builds legacies. Talent fades, motivation disappears, but discipline, that's permanent. That's the anchor, that's the weapon. You don't have to like discipline to benefit from it. You just have to respect it. You have to practice it, and once you do, you'll feel it. The shift, the strength, the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can rely on yourself, that no matter what life throws your way, you'll show up. You'll execute, you'll rise, because you're not driven by emotion. You're not dependent on comfort. You're powered by discipline. That's the power most people will never experience. But if you choose to live it, if you choose to lean into it, you'll see, discipline doesn't limit you. It liberates you. It doesn't make life smaller. It makes you stronger. You don't have to fear it. You just have to embrace it, because discipline is not punishment. It's the most powerful form of self-respect there is. Comfort kills growth. It's the silent enemy, the one that creeps in without a fight. It feels good, it feels safe, but it's poison to progress. Comfort lulls you into thinking you're doing enough. It tells you to relax when you should be grinding. It whispers that you deserve a break when what you really need is more discipline, more pressure, more fire. Growth doesn't happen in soft environments. It's forged in discomfort, in challenge, in resistance. Everything you want, strength, clarity, confidence, resilience, it all lives on the other side of comfort. You don't build muscle sitting on the couch. You don't develop mental toughness by doing what's easy. You don't earn respect, success, or freedom by avoiding the hard road. Growth demands pain. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you step out of what's familiar and into what's hard. That's where the evolution happens. That's where you get tested, and testing is what produces transformation. Comfort is addictive. It rewards you in the short term. It gives you that dopamine hit. But over time, it steals your edge. It weakens your mindset. It convinces you that good enough is good enough, but you weren't built for average. You weren't born to coast. You were meant to challenge yourself, to push boundaries, to seek friction and conquer it. Every time you choose comfort, you delay the person you're supposed to become. Growth feels like struggle. It feels like early mornings, late nights, and sore muscles. It feels like fear and doubt and failure. And that's how it should feel, because change isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to break you down and rebuild you stronger. Comfort avoids that breakdown. It preserves the version of you that you should have outgrown. It locks you in place while time moves forward. Look at the people who rise, who lead, who dominate. They live in discomfort. They train when they don't feel like it. They take on the challenges others avoid. They lean into the pain. Why? Because they understand one thing. Pain sharpens, struggle strengthens, discomfort reveals what you're made of, and comfort hides it. Every time you choose the hard thing, when you wake up early, when you push one more rep, when you speak the truth, when you show up tired, you grow, you gain something, a skill, a lesson, a layer of grit. And you carry that with you. Stack it day after day, and suddenly you're not the same person. You've evolved, you've leveled up. But stay in comfort too long and you'll wake up soft, numb, unfulfilled. You'll wonder where your fire went, where your drive disappeared. It didn't vanish. You traded it for ease, for comfort, for temporary relief. So reject the soft life, step into the heat, choose the difficult path. Not because it's fun, but because it's necessary. Because comfort may feel good now, but it kills who you're meant to be. And growth demands that you leave comfort behind every single day. Your time is your responsibility. Every second you have is a currency that will never be refunded, never reloaded, and never repeated. Once it's gone forever, and yet people waste it like it's infinite. They act like they have all the time in the world while their goals rot, their discipline fades, and their future gets weaker with every excuse they make. But the truth is simple. No one's coming to manage your time for you. No one's coming to prioritize your life. That's your job. And if you don't own your time, someone else will. Distractions are everywhere. Social media, noise, opinions, laziness. They're all fighting for your attention. But your attention is your weapon. Where you put it determines what you build. what you become. If you give your time to garbage, you become weaker. If you give your time to growth, you become stronger. That choice is made every hour, every day. It's not just about big plans or yearly goals. It's about what you do with this hour, this moment, right now. You want to be disciplined, it starts with time. You want success. It lives inside your calendar, not in your dreams, not in your mind, in your actions, in what you choose to do when nobody's watching. Every time you say, I don't have time, what you're really saying is, it's not important to me. Because the truth is, you do have time. You just spend it wrong. You spend it sleeping in. You spend it scrolling. You spend it talking about what you'll do instead of actually doing it. Time doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't pause for your emotions or slow down when you're overwhelmed. It keeps moving, with or without you. That's why ownership is everything. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. You become the architect. You stop reacting and start executing. You stop drifting and start dominating. Most people live on autopilot, letting the day control them, but you're not most people, not if you're serious, not if you're ready to lead. It's easy to blame others. To say, my schedule is full, or I have too many responsibilities, but discipline doesn't care. Responsibility doesn't care. You either find a way or you make an excuse. That's the difference between winners and talkers. Between the disciplined and the average, between the ones who build and the ones who wish. You want more out of life? Start by guarding your time like it's your most valuable asset. Because it is. Plan your day. Eliminate distractions. Say no to things that don't align. Cut the noise, lock in. Wake up with purpose and execute with intensity. You don't get more hours. You just get sharper, more focused, more aggressive about how you use every second. That's the game, that's the mindset. Because at the end of the day, your results, your legacy, your life, it's all built on how you spent your time. And that responsibility is yours, fully, completely. Relentlessly. No one's coming to save you, not your friends, not your parents, not your boss, not some magical moment of motivation or a lucky break. It's on you. That realization might feel heavy at first, but it's also the most freeing truth you'll ever accept. Because once you stop waiting, you start moving, you stop hoping and you start doing, you take the wheel, you become the force that drives your own life. It's easy to sit back and wish for someone to show up and fix everything. Someone to recognize your potential, someone to drag you out of your pain, your fear, your laziness, but no one's coming, and that's not an insult. It's a wake-up call. The world owes you nothing. No one is responsible for your discipline. No one is responsible for your growth. That's your mission, that's your burden, that's your opportunity. People will offer advice, they might cheer for you, they might even help now and then, but no one is going to do the work for you. No one is going to suffer through the late nights, early mornings, failures, and fear that you'll have to endure. That battle is yours. That path is yours. You can't outsource effort. You can't delegate pain. You have to feel it, face it, push through it. That's where the power is. When you finally accept that no one's coming, you stop waiting for conditions to be perfect. You stop looking for approval. You stop needing motivation. You just get to work. You wake up earlier. You train harder. You study longer. You become the person you've been waiting for, because the truth is that version of you, that warrior, that savage, that leader, is already inside you, buried under years of excuses and doubt. Dig them out, burn them down, bring that version to life. This is the moment where average people quit. They want someone else to fix their mindset, to give them a plan, to tell them exactly what to do. But warriors, they look in the mirror and say, "This is my fight." They stop blaming their past. They stop crying about their circumstances. They start building, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard, you don't need someone to carry you. You need to harden up, sharpen your focus, lock in, stop begging for support, and start building self-respect. Because when you save yourself, when you take full ownership of your time, your habits, your mindset, no one can take that power from you. That's when you become unstoppable, not because you were rescued, but because you rescued yourself. So understand this, no one is coming, and that's good. That means the outcome is entirely up to you. You have the tools, you have the time, you have the breath in your lungs and the fire in your gut. Use it, stand up, get after it, save yourself, earn it, every day. Success, respect, freedom. They're not handed out like participation trophies. They're not gifts from luck or talent. They're earned through relentless effort, sacrifice, and discipline. Every day you have a choice to show up and do the work or to sit back and watch someone else take what you want. The people who win understand that every day is an opportunity to prove themselves, to build their legacy one small action at a time. No excuses, no breaks, just earn it. You don't earn success by wishing for it or dreaming about it. You earn it by grinding when no one's watching, by pushing through the fatigue, the pain, the doubt. By doing the hard things others avoid, because it's easy to rest, to settle, to coast. But winners don't settle, they don't coast, they show up early, they stay late, they attack every task with intensity. They don't wait for motivation, they create it through action. Earning it means embracing the struggle. It means accepting that the path won't be smooth or fair, that sometimes you'll fail, sometimes you'll fall short, sometimes you'll want to quit. But you don't quit, you get back up, you keep moving, you earn it by facing the grind head on, by committing to the process, not just the result, because the result without the process is hollow. Every day you earn your discipline by choosing what's right over what's easy. You earn your respect by acting with integrity even when no one is watching. You earn your confidence by stepping into fear and doing it anyway. This daily investment compounds. Small wins become big victories. Consistency becomes unstoppable momentum, and that momentum carries you through the toughest challenges. Earning it isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up even when you're tired, unmotivated, or uncertain. It's about doing the work because you promised yourself you would, because you know that each day's effort adds up, because you know that the future you want is built on the foundation you lay today. Remember, the world doesn't owe you anything. No one is coming to hand you success on a silver platter. The only person who can give you what you want is you. So earn it, fight for it, sweat for it, sacrifice for it. Every day, because when you do, you're not just chasing a goal, you're becoming the person worthy of that goal. Don't take your time or your effort for granted. Use every moment to push forward, to grow stronger, to prove to yourself that you're not here to take part. You're here to take over. Earning it every day means living with purpose, with intensity, with unwavering commitment. That's the mindset that separates champions from dreamers. That's how legacies are built. That's how greatness is earned.